Hello again. Welcome back to part 2 of tailoring your CV to a position description. So, just another brief reintroduction. I am Stacey and I'm a career consultant with Impressive CV, and tailoring job applications to specific roles is a big part of my job. So, let's get into it. I have pre-prepared a retail CV. It is formatting wise, it's ATS compliant, but wording, we want to get that word match and that match rate up, and that's what we'll cover in this video, as well as having a brief look at some amazing free online software that will help you determine exactly what your match rate is. So as we look through this CV, we've got our standard name, job roles, contact details, a professional profile. This is a short paragraph describing briefly what is going to be covered more specifically throughout the rest of the CV. It's who you are, how you work, some achievements or high skill areas, and it's a bit of a sales pitch, followed by skills and attributes, separated here with a text character to make sure we get through ATS, no tables, no columns, and our professional experience. So each job role, we've only got 3 here, so we can get through this nice and quickly. And our education, tertiary education only, unless you have finished high school inside 2 years. If it's more than 2 years, leave your secondary schooling off. Okay, so we've got our list of words from the previous video where we broke down the optical retail position, and we've jotted them down old school on a piece of paper, and we have also gone through and understood why we need them and why they're important to the job description. Now we're going to embed them into the CV. So the better you know the content of your CV, the more effective and the quicker you will be at doing this. But just to go through, what I might even do is actually just pop the words at the top of my screen for reference. So we want passionate, engaging, retail assistant. Just put some bigger gaps in here so we can pick out our individual words from our phrases. We want team. We want customers, plural. We want products, plural. We talked about words like identify, oops, typo, and support. Needs and requirements. Didn't do the tab there, good on me. We want sales or strong sales, ideally, as a phrase. We want relationships. And if we can, we want the word optical, and that one is going to be tricky. So the reason that's going to be difficult is on this resume we have no optical retail experience. We have worked at a luxury retail store at an airport, duty free. So we're going to presume this is, it doesn't actually say in here, but we're going to go with it's that high-end jewelry and watches and all the beautiful things there. We've got a ladies wear, so fashion retail, and shoes, footwear. And that's it. We don't have experience in optical, so we haven't done any of the eye care or used any of the equipment there. So again, we're looking at transferable skills, but we want to get these words in, and we're just going to start with word 1 and work our way through this list. So yes, having this up the top is messing up our formatting a little bit, but we're going to delete them as we go. So passionate and engaging, these sort of personal attribute words we want to include where we can, and a really good place to do it is our professional profile. This describes who we are and how we work. So we just want to look for places we can put them in. So here we have a self-motivated manager, so we've got that kind of descriptive word, and sales professional. So let's say and passionate sales professional. And I've just spotted something which we can use because I didn't write on my list here. Proven track record. That was that cliched phrase. So we're going to add that too. We've got passionate in there, so we're getting rid of it. Engaging. So that's going to be somewhere in our communication, our sales or our customer experience kind of phrasing. So exceptional results over a 13-year career in the industry, impeccable product knowledge combined with strong communication skills create a first-rate retail experience. I feel like we can get it in here. We're talking about what we know. So we're going to reword this sentence. Okay, so impeccable product knowledge combined with strong communication skills allow for the provision or delivery of an engaging customer experience. So in our job description, which I've memorized because I've re-recorded this several times, we talked about customers and the different formats. So we've got customer singular, and we've managed to just pop that in now, and actually the two-word phrase customer experience. So we've knocked another word off our list there too. Okay, so we've gotten the word engaging in there. So we're going to take it off here. Retail assistant. Ideally, we want those words in together. Now, as we scroll down, what we're looking for here most likely is our job titles. So sales manager, store partner and sales assistant, and sales assistant. Now, you want to be careful about altering a job title, but in this instant, as working in shoe sales, I think we can safely change that job title to retail assistant. So now we have the two-word phrase in there, and we will also change our job title to retail sales manager. So we've gotten retail in a couple of times and the retail assistant as a two-word phrase. So that's a good job match there. Given that it's a short position description and a short CV, we're not going to aim at getting them in multiple times. Once each should be sufficient. If it's a more comprehensive job description, you definitely want to get these keywords in at least 2 or 3 times. And also, if your CV is a bit more comprehensive than this, you'll have more opportunity to embed these words without it feeling contrived. Team. Okay, so this is likely to be in here already, and the way we're going to check whether a word is already in there is we hold Control and hit F. So this brings up our navigation menu. It used to be a find function. That's why it's Control F. And we're just going to put in the word team. I've left caps lock on, and we've got 5 results, 4 because one of them is up there. But we got 3 in our first paragraph, which is great, and we should have 1 in our experience, yes, and it's about a teamwork focus. So that's a good use of that word. We don't need to add it any further. Okay, so again, we're going to check customers because it's a retail CV and it should already be there. So 4 results for customers as plural, and they are in our professional experience and achievements. So we have used this word effectively, although we've got a little double up here. Not sure what went wrong there. So we're going to remove that line. But we do have customers And as the singular customer, discounting our top one, we should have that 6 times. So customer and customers is a well-used term. So that's great. We've already got it here. This one's going to be interesting. So the word products as a plural is what we need to include in order to match. Product, we have 4 results for product as a singular. Products, we only have this one we've put up here, which means we don't have it in the CV. So what we're going to do is actually go back, just so we can find them quickly, look at product as the singular and see if there's any opportunity to change our syntax to turn it into a plural. So we've got one here, one in our skills. We can't make that products research. That's not going to make sense. And advised customers on both product and delivery options. Okay, so I think our first option is going to be our place to make the change. So impeccable product knowledge combined with etc. We can change into impeccable knowledge of products on offer combined with strong communication skills. So now we've changed that into products. So we will get the match on that word. Our next two might be a little more difficult. Identify and support. We may not have them. They weren't on our most important list. So identify, no, it's only in the top there. And support is only in the top. So there may be places here we can include them. Certainly support was in twice, so we do want to. Okay. So we're going to actually see what we can get here. So support and needs and requirements, I think we can add in here and flesh out one of our fairly concise dot points. So our bottom one here, established strong relationships and successfully encouraged repeat business with both domestic and international customers. Consistently displaying a focus on support of customer needs and requirements. So we've gotten 2 for 1 in there, but it still feels natural, although we want to explain the link there a little bit to ensure strength of customer relationship. So our sentence makes sense and reads fairly well. Okay, so that's great. We've gotten 2 more. So we've gotten customer support and customer needs and requirements in. And we've also gotten relationships. Did we put it in as a plural? No, but we can without it changing. So we've gotten support, needs and requirements, and relationships. Great. So now we want identify. We can probably skip. We've gotten support in out of those verbs. If our match rate is too low, we'll go back and add identify. Strong sales. Do we have this as a phrase? No, we don't. We do have strong in quite a few times. Strong communication, strong relationships, strong referrals, strong referrals. Okay, so that's good use of the word strong. And if we have sales in a similar number of times, we may not need to put them in together, and sales we've got a whole bunch of. So we should still get a good match rate despite the fact that the phrase isn't put together, and having so many versions of those two words already in the resume, adding them in as a two-word phrase just for the sake of it might be overkill and may not come across with that natural feel. So we've got each of the individual words and we are going to be happy with that. Okay, we're going to skip optical briefly and go to proven track record because in our first sentence here we already have a proven record. So we're just going to say track record just in case that highly overused phrase is identified by ATS as important. So optical, we have not worked in optical before according to this CV. So where are we going to put it? And this is my number one little nugget of information for you. Here in our professional profile, we want to identify, we know that we don't have optical experience, but we also know that we're really good at sales. We're really good with our customers, providing them the support that they need. And we know we can use the skills we've got to be successful in this role. Because we don't use first person writing, we can't make that sort of direct pitch. However, here in our profile, we can identify that our skills are transferable into other forms of retail. And we can even suggest which areas we would prefer or may be good at. So what we're going to do here in our final descriptive sentence, able to work effectively within a team, lead a team, or work independently to consistently achieve sales targets and business objectives. We're just going to pop in a comma and add with transferable skills, which will be effective in any retail sector, from fashion to health, dental or optical. And look at that. What else have we got retail? This might be enough. We might want to add in a third different sort of option away from the health and allied health field, but also away from fashion, just to, let's do it from fashion to food and hospitality. So this is just going to show that we've got transferable skills, and then or health, dental and optical. So we're not going to have or twice, we're just going to change that to and, so it reads better. So with transferable skills, which will be effective in any retail sector, from fashion to food and hospitality or health, dental and optical. So there we go. We have managed to get the word optical into a completely non-optical CV. All right, this is our CV word matched. And now we're going to go and have a very quick look, if I can work out how to use my computer. This should fix us back up into our nice little short document. We're going to find out just how effectively we have word matched. So first we're going to make sure it's saved. This one's fine, but do make sure you've saved it. And then we're just going to select all text in the document. And we're going to copy it. I usually use my keyboard shortcuts, but let's just make that visual for all of you. So copy. And we're going to hop into our browser, ignore all my open tabs there, and we're going to have a look at JobScan, jobscan.co. I have a premium membership with JobScan because I'm a professional working in the industry. So anything with the little lightning bolts, it hasn't recognized me this time. There we go. Welcome to JobScan Premium. So anything with these little lightning bolts are things I can do because I pay for JobScan access. But see here at the top, our little plus scan button. This is available for free. You'll get 5 or 10 free scans per month as a free user. So you really want to do the work the way we've done it already so that you can minimize the number of scans before you need to pay for them or before you're stuck doing guesswork. So once you get good at it, you'll find you're quite confident in doing this without scanning to make sure. But, so write it down, peeps, www.jobscan.co, and then click on scan and it will bring you here. Create new scan. Now you'll recall we copied our CV content, every single word of it, and we're coming in here to paste it. And because it was already ATS compliant, you can see the spacing, the dot points, everything's in order, everything is fairly easy to follow and easy to read. So when we have tables and columns, this can get very, very messed up. It's a good way of checking. And then we want to paste our job description text. Actually, I'll pop back here and just point out, much like I said, exclude the About Company section, but include the job title. So if we pop back in here, we want to exclude the About Company or About Us, and we want to include these important sections that we've word matched to. So we copy that, we pop back in here and we paste it. So we've got all of that text from those important sections, and up here we are just going to put in our job title, Optical Retail Assistant. It is important to ensure you have spelled these words correctly, or just copy them and paste them as well if you need to. And then really, really simply, we come down here and we click scan. It only takes a few seconds. If it's a really long and comprehensive document, it may take a little bit longer, but here we go. Great job. So without actually using the job scan program, we've got an almost 90% match rate. This will be harder to get with a more comprehensive job description, but because this is a short resume and a short job description, we've gotten a really high rate very, very quickly. So this is why I've said you want to do it naturally. If this came in below 80, we need to go back, change our CV, find more words we can match, and do that, and then rescan again to make sure we've hit the minimum. So really, really important to have the skills to do it manually if you're not wanting to pay for JobScan or any similar software. So it does run through all specific findings, tells us a few things. These are things that we will be able to cover off in other content for you. But what we want to come and find is our hard skills and the next couple of sections. So hard skills, again, these are the tasks, the sorts of things you need to be able to do. So retail, bang, we've got it 5 times. It was only 3 times in the job description. Sales, we've smashed it. Customer experience as a 2-word phrase. So it has picked that up as being important together, and we've hit that mark. Testing, that is an important word. It's out of that sort of very highly job-specific second sentence in the first paragraph of the job description, but it's not relevant to us, and adding it in would be very inorganic. So that's why it's hard to get 100%, because if you're 100% suitable for a job, you should already have it, and there's probably a reason they haven't knocked on your door and asked you to work for them. So, 88, 90% is great. Soft skills, we've hit them all. And I was right, proven track record has been picked up as important, and we've got that. Track record, if you've got proven track record would automatically be ticked. And passionate and engaging, those personal attributes that we wanted to cover. And our other keywords, customers and team. So you can see that the ones that the software here has picked up, we have covered. There are a couple that we've covered that probably weren't necessary in this instance, but we have ticked pretty much all the boxes they wanted, except that one word being testing. So JobScan's great. It will also give you some other information. So measurable results are important. So that's popped up as something to look for here. we haven't put in measurable results like innovated a new process which saved X amount of time, or made us X amount additional profit in dollars. So things that you can measure are really important. They're really a great way to sell your value to a new employer. And words to avoid. So it's picked up passionate as a word that is perhaps overused and something you can demonstrate and show. But at the same time, it's also picked it up down here as a keyword or important skill. So we're keeping it. Date formatting, that was the other one. So the dates in this CV haven't been altered, or not all of them have been altered to reflect an appropriate date format. So that's something to go back and change. But so job scan is great, but it can be a little steep if you're not in the industry. So really see if you can work through it the way we've worked through studying the job description, identifying those keywords, and then putting them in ways that sound organic. And then save your scans for the really tricky ones, or the jobs that are further out of your level of experience, so that it can help you identify what might be more important. Best of luck on your job search. If you've got any questions, you can catch me here on LinkedIn. You can email me, or you can send an inquiry via our website, impressivecv.com. Thank you so much, and best of luck with your job applications and your future career.